I have 7 final exams and 1 board exam in the span of 5 days, so I'm going to show you how I schedule out my study sessions. Let's go. We want to start by gathering our supplies. I use my iPad, a notebook, and a pen just in case I need it, my MacBook, and then I get started. I basically use my iPad just to display my calendar to make sure I'm not overlapping my commitments with my study sessions. First, I check the class syllabi to see which classes I have already passed with the minimum and which classes I will need a certain amount of points to pass with the minimum. Of course, my goal isn't to pass with the bare minimum, but it does allow me to prioritize my studying time. I actually already did this the day before I filmed this video, so I'm not going to be showing myself doing the math for it. After I figure out my points total for each of my classes, I organize my note by date of exam. Again, this kind of just helps me to see which classes I need to prioritize in terms of chronological order. After organizing them in chronological order, I like to go ahead and color code. I use red to show which classes will require me to get a certain amount of points for, and I use blue to show which classes I have already passed with the minimum. Next, I go to my Reminders app. In my Reminders app, I have designated lists for days of the week, so this is how I organize my studying to-do list. In this next part, you will have to prioritize your classes based off of what is most important to you. I prioritize my study sessions based off of which classes I know I need more points to pass. Because my board exam is on Saturday morning, I make sure that I look it over at least once every day. I also prioritize my class study sessions based on the kind of study content that I have to go over. For example, one of my classes will require me to watch study videos, so I make sure that I prioritize those videos for early on in the week so I have time to fully digest the information. For each reminder, I actually like to go through the notes section and put what I want to do that day. I might want to study a Quizlet for that subject that day, or I might want to go over my notes from class. The notes section actually just helps me to stay focused so that I have a game plan going into my study sessions. Another thing I like to do for each reminder is set the exact date that I will be doing it on. You'll see how this comes back later. Now that I have finished editing my to-do lists, I actually have it set up so that I can see each individual list on my home screen. Because we put the dates for each reminder, we can actually go into our calendar and see each individual to-do list task at the beginning of that day. And that is how I organize my study sessions for the week. The beautiful thing about doing this in the Reminders app is that if there was something you weren't able to get to, you can just go through and change the date for the next day or reorganize as time permits. Good luck on your exams, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!